What's up, ladies and gentlemen? chuckfinleLP, Sonic the Hedgehog Part 2. Here we are at the beginning of Zone 2, Marble Zone, Act 1. And this one's a lot more difficult than the zone that we were just in. And you can see I don't really remember all these enemies' names, so I think this is a caterpillar, a buzz bomber, I think. I really don't know the enemies' names. I just know that they are enemies, and just to stay away from them. Actually, I think I should have went in that little secret area back there, but I guess it won't really matter. But this is where it starts to get difficult. If you didn't get the two of the Chaos Emeralds in zones 1 and 2 of Green Hill Zone, Act 1 and 2 of. That's just something I'm gonna keep doing. Like I said in the previous part, I'm so used to referring to the levels in Sonic games as zones instead of acts. That I'm just gonna keep referring to them as zones. But anyway, if you didn't get the first 2 Chaos Emeralds in Green Hill Zone, then it's going to be a lot tougher, especially in this one. If you want to try to get the Chaos Emeralds in Acts 1 and 2 of Marble Zone, I think this is what it's called, Marble Zone. Marble Garden Zone, maybe is what it was called. I don't really remember right now. I didn't really get a good look at it. I don't remember it's like the names of the enemies. I really don't remember a lot of the zones around here are in this game. You know, of course, Green Hill Zone. I think I remember the 3rd zone, Spring Yard. Be careful. Hope I don't need that ring. No, I don't. I just need to be very careful to make sure that I don't lose my rings. So I need to take it really slow, and you notice the grass there, once it touches the lava, it catches on fire. There we go. Be careful. Like I said, this one's tough to get through, especially the farther you get into the level, it gets harder and harder. And I think I mentioned it in the last special stage that you could kind of cheat. Kind of. And that stinks. I was hoping. I should have. I'm gonna start saving it now. Every time I do a special stage, just to make sure that I can get through it and all that, just without having to worry about getting them in later levels. And slowing the pace down from what I should be doing. Just trying to get through the levels, not quickly. I'm not. This isn't a speed run. This is actually Let's Play, but. But I just don't want to disrupt the flow of the game too much and take too much time trying to make sure I don't lose any rings, or whatever in the harder stages. Because, like I said, they definitely will get harder the farther we go along, and that's the easiest way to kill a caterpillar. Is just to roll into its head. You can jump on its head, but the spikes on the side are right on its back, or make it hard to do that. And you're racing the lava. I was going a little bit too fast to watch the lava come up behind me, but that's all you're doing there. These bats will drop down on you once you get up underneath them, or even, I guess, close to them. If you're going fast enough, they will drop right on top of you, so you want to, of course, take it easy while you're going through here. This section, a lot of patience. Shields do help, but you don't want to lose your shield, really early in the level, because shields, you don't get a lot of shields in this game, and you want to be careful for things like this. Thankfully, that kind of stuff doesn't show up too often, but it can, and it does hurt your chances to get the Chaos Emeralds if that does happen. And as you can see, the gimmick here is just to wait for the lava to bubble up, shoot your little stone block up, then you just jump up on the platform. And if you ride the stone square all the way through this lava section, there is a stone right there. You know, what it does is that it hits the wall, then it sinks, and then you'll hit the lava, and if you don't have a shield, you'll get hurt and then eventually die. That one does have an extra stone block for you to hit, so if you did get into that situation, you would be able to get yourself out of it. But I think maybe further in this act, or even in the, it might even be in the next act, Act 3, there's a section where I don't believe you can save yourself if that happens. If the stone square you're sitting on falls into the lava, I don't think you can save yourself. And the angle of the ground does affect how fast you jump in the directions that you jump, and also if you get a running start, so you want to be very careful trying to navigate through these platforming sections. I thought I was about to get hit. I should be hitting them for points, but I don't really care about points. I'm trying to get, all I'm trying to do is just get to the end of the zone, or the act. No, that one I was hoping I'd jump on all the blocks. It's actually pretty easy to do, and you do get a bunch of points if you're going after points. I'm not, so that's why I'm not too concerned about the score, like going back up there and hitting all those enemies and all that. There we go, that's what I need. That'll help me get through here a little bit faster. I don't think you need the, as I said, I don't think you needed to wait for the block. Now you can fall into pits and you'll die even if you have the invincibility on, and if you get crushed by anything, that will also happen, as you know, you'll die as well with the invincibility on, so you want to be very careful about that. And like in that section back there, it's very easy to get crushed. And I'll show off the save section for this game if you didn't watch. If you haven't played this game before, if you haven't watched anyone who's played it before and used this trick, you just save it, and then if I mess up, which I'll probably will do, because this is a different one, if you do end up missing, like if you do fail a special stage, it will go through the rest of the special stages that it has ahead of that one. You will eventually come back to it, but you'll have to wait until you get either fail all of them or get all the Chaos Emeralds before you can, you know, get back to the one that, whichever was the first one that you failed. So in my case, that's the third Chaos Emerald that I failed, so now I have to wait a little while before I can get back to it. I really don't like those rotating spheres, but they make the stage rotate. Okay, be careful. I think I'm heading in the right direction. I was gonna say, you can sometimes see the rings laid out and the stages I think do start to rotate faster as well. But you can see the rings will kind of help guide you. They'll sometimes be pointing in like either big arrows or smaller arrows. You know, that'll help tell you where you're going. Sadly, I missed the third Chaos Emerald, but that was the fourth Chaos Emerald, the green one. But we'll have to just go back and get, we'll have to go back and get the third one at the beginning of Act 4, or Zone 4, excuse me. So that'll be a problem. There is actually other ways to enter these underground sections if all the areas that look like the ground kind of like fall away from me up top, right at the start of the stages, or the acts. If it looks like there's like an opening under there, sometimes that'll either give you more rings and a shield and a couple enemies, or it will give you another entrance to the underground section down through here. Thought there was something over there. Clearly there wasn't. Now in the third act, which is the boss act, you don't really have to worry about saving your rings that much. Of course, you do want to save your shields and rings for the boss fights, but it's not that important to go after every single ring, except, you know, like, if you're just going after score. Crap. Well. And thankfully well, I was gonna say thankfully the stone squares do, well, the stone squares do come back if you can get back to the area that you started. You will be able to get to the stone square back. I was actually trying to roll into him. I actually think I'll go in this way just to see. I think this one might be the other entrance. You can see this one's a little bit more dangerous, and you don't get all the benefits of going in the other direction. Actually, I guess this is a completely different entrance. I'm not even sure where I will come out at. Okay, it's just to get around this part, you just spin dash onto it. Okay, so that's where this is right where I died just now. So actually, that was a lot faster way. Like, so I guess if you do care about speed running the game or timing it, or just getting through the level quickly, that's a great way to do it. But, you know, of course, now I don't have a shield. Rings, like I said, don't matter, but I am down on rings as well. But my time bonus will be pretty good. And I should be okay to dodge around him. I'm not sure if going that way makes sure that you are okay to dodge around him or not. You know, I rarely take those side paths. I mostly go, you know, along the main path. Be careful, hit that red spring. I have a shield up there, so I don't think I have to activate the one on the bottom. I think I have to activate the one up top. I hope I do. Yeah. That was luck, because I shouldn't have made it through there. I guess if you just go fast enough, you can kind of get through small gaps like that. But you definitely have to hit that bottom square to make sure that you can get through there comfortably. And if you notice, hitting a bunch of enemies will chain the points together so you can get more points by hitting a bunch of enemies at the same time. But you have to do it like right back to back. If there's even a second between killing enemies, it doesn't work. Careful here, because if you fall down there, you will die, shield or not, invisibility or not. So even if you have rings, you'll still die. And you can, I haven't noticed it, I haven't mentioned it, but you've seen me do it. You know, you can look up and down by pushing down and up on even the sticks as well. I use the D-pad just because I like using it on older games better than the sticks, or I guess the left thumbstick. But you can still do that if you want to. But yeah, that's a great way to see if there's any danger above or below you, just by going like that. Oh, crap. I didn't think I was going to make it, and then when I did make it, I was actually surprised, but it stinks now. I don't have a shield going into this particular boss fight. But if you can hit him, hit Robotnik at the beginning, so that's 2. I'm gonna count how many hits it takes. That's 4, 6. So it is 8 for this one. I guess they dropped it in the other games. Or in the later games, I guess they dropped it. But yeah, that's Zone 2, the end of Act 3. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. I thank you for watching. Next time we'll begin Zone 3, Spring Yard Zone. So until then, later everyone.